Google Week 6. This week we're going to practice the form in the spreadsheet that we created from last week on week 4. And then we're also going to practice a little bit of the Google presentations. So first off, I'm going to open the questionnaire that I created for my French class, and you can do the same thing for whichever questionnaire that you did. And I just want you to take the questionnaire or the survey or whatever you used and then hit submit, and your answer should show up at the bottom of the response sheet if you haven't already done taking it. So once you're done, let's practice a little bit of the basic functions of spreadsheets. So if I select the different columns and right click, I can insert columns to the right or to the left, for example like this. So I just inserted the column A. I can also just grab letter D, and it shows a little hand, and I can drag it over if I want to switch the columns, and so now C and D switched. Also for the fill function, for example, if I want to number the column, first if you look and you type in a number 1 and you push down, it's changing it to a timestamp. That's because before column A was a timestamp, so I'm going to select this column and change the formatting to plain text rather than automatic. So then when I come over here I can type 1, 2. But since I have so many people, I don't want to have to type it all the way through. So if I just select 1 and 2 and then bring my arrow down to where this little blue dot is, it changes it to a plus sign. My cursor is a plus sign. I can just drag that down and it will fill the column. Now that's your fill option. So hopefully that helps out a little. It also has main functions. You can hit undo, like if I didn't want that to happen, or maybe I did, I can redo it. And you can change what it looks like from bold to italics. You can make it strike through, so maybe this person dropped my class, I can strike through that person's name if I wanted to. I can change the color. As you can see on this column, the colors changed. That's because I created a filter, which you can learn later. And then there's also other functions if I want to add and do different other functions down here. Okay, so what I did is I created an add-on called Flubaroo, and I can grade this assignment. Let's say it's a quiz, a test, a survey, and it takes literally 30 seconds. So what I'm going to do is, if you added yours on through Get Add-on, you just click Grade Assignment, and this is just a survey, it doesn't matter what it is. It's going to ask you questions of how many points you want things are. So the timestamp I'm going to skip. Let's say the first question is 1 point. The username is what identifies it, the student. And I can switch that. Maybe I want this one to be skipped. It's totally up to me. And then the last one I'm going to change to skipping. So I'm going to make this worth 2 points because most of them were just a survey anyways. Click Continue. Let it run. Then on the next screen I need to find my name, because since I took the quiz or the survey and I want these specific answers that I answered, I'm going to hit my name, click Continue, and right now it's grading the assignment. There we go. So for this assignment, all I have to do is look underneath the tab. So the first tab is all the responses. The second tab is the grades. So this is grading according to how I took the quiz of what I wanted the answers to be, and it'll go through and grade it. So this specific student answered exactly how I did on that survey. But obviously on a quiz the grades would be different. So that's a really quick way for you to grade your quizzes, and it's done. You can just put it in your Aspen. Okay? So those are just some basics for spreadsheets. I'm going to close out these tabs and go to my drive. See how I pinned my drive right here? And I'm going to go to Create and a Presentation. So go ahead and click on that. I already created mine. If you look at the icon, it's a little orangey yellow icon. That's how you know you're in presentation mode. So this is just like a PowerPoint. PowerPoints are easy for presentations. Over here on the left is where you click New Slide. So I can just click a button and it adds a new slide for me to type right on. So I can say Google is like PowerPoint or Google Spreadsheet, and I can click here. More than one person, just like Google Documents, can type on this at the same time, so I can do anything like Google Docs with collaboration. If I don't like this one, I can right click and I can delete the slide. I can make another one that looks exactly like it. Depends on what I want to do. Okay? And so I'm going through and I can add different things. The first one I wanted to show you is inserting an image, which was pretty cool on Google. So if you go to Insert, and then I'm going to click on Image. The text box is just if you want a specific word area that you want to type in. You can insert videos from YouTube. You can have a cool word art if you want it to look fancy. The comment section is just like the comment section on the top right that you know how to use already from Google Docs, but go ahead and click Image. Here are my options for images. So I can upload an image from my computer, just like you upload files. I can take a snapshot, so the kids are all going to have cameras on the top of their computer, so they can take snapshots of themselves, which are fun for them. By URL, so if I click on this one and I have a website that I paste right here, I can just paste it. I can also upload it from my Google Drive. Let's say I've already saved pictures here. And then finally the search button, which is really cool. So if I go to the search button, here are my 3 options. So if you think of your favorite artist, for example, and I'm going to pick Monet. I'm going to go ahead and search through Google first so you can see which one I can do. So here are a whole bunch of different options just through Google that I'm searching. But the color palette up here is really neat because let's say I'm looking for an image that has mostly purples in it. I can filter it that way. Mostly reds, etc. So you can do that with anything. Alright, then I can say maybe I want a face in it. So you have lots of different choices. Then if you go back under the search, you can also search the life images, and you can also just stock images are ones that are available from Google but are commercial use only. If I'm just reading this, trying to see the difference. So we can try Monet here, see if anything comes up. And it looks like people, mostly it says money, so they're thinking that I spelled it wrong. But you can just switch it as you go. So that's a really easy one to do. I just hit whichever one I select. I can select more than one. Click the blue button at the bottom. And then they're going to insert right here on my slide. So that's a pretty big picture that I don't want right there. So all I have to do is take my arrow in the blue corners and I can make it bigger or smaller and just manipulate it. If I don't want it on that screen, I can copy it, delete it, and paste it on a different one if I want, just by right-clicking or hitting Control-V. And I can move it anywhere I want, just by selecting and dragging. Okay? Once I'm done creating all my different slides over here, just selecting and going through, and maybe I want this one to be second, I can just move it, or the third one to be moved. You can manipulate this as much as you want. And then at the end I can click Present, just like a PowerPoint, and I can go through each of the slides. And so I can click on it and show each slide as I go and have transitions. And it goes all the way through, and that's my presentation. So I'm going to exit the full screen so you can see for your homework. You get to pick what you want to do. You can either try the Fubaroo with your Google form in the spreadsheet, or you can try creating a Google presentation and try to do a couple slides and insert different things and have fun with it. Alright, good luck and have fun.